Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is Rhonda Novak, and I'm coming to you from Houston. It's very cool this morning in Houston. Feels absolutely great. It's a beautiful morning. Um, Today's conversation, I want to encourage my entrepreneurs to not give up, to stay in the game. And the way I want to do that is with a story. And this is a kind of funny story for me anyway. Years ago, I've been doing this for a long time, just supporting people and all kinds of things. And at some point, sometimes if you've been in a while and you get tired, stuff doesn't work right, you can't figure stuff out, and you're not making the money, or maybe you're making the money, but all kind of dramas happening in your life, and just you get tired, okay? And so at some point, any and every entrepreneur has said, I quit. Okay. Well, I had my moment a few years ago, and I said, and here's the scenario. I had been invited to actually judge a business competition. I was in Atlanta at the time, and I was invited to, hey Rochelle, hey girl, how you doing? I was invited to judge a business planning competition, and I was driving a Maximo, which was a manual. It was a pretty new car, but the battery had gone bad on the car, so I had to coast crank this doggone car. And if y'all know about coast crank, you gotta clutch and put. Anyway, I was having a moment. The business planning competition was way across town. I had no interest in going and was mad and frustrated. They weren't paying me. Not that they should have paid me, mind you, but I was just in a funk. And I said to God, I'm not doing this. It's the last time. I'm not doing this anymore. So I'm on my drive. I'm doing my thing. And I had decided, since I didn't hear from heaven on the way out there, because it's like 30 miles to wherever it was. It's over there in Kennesaw State. I was living in Mableton, and I'm driving all the way out there and just complaining to God. I'm just not doing this anymore. This is the last time. This is it. So I don't hear anything from heaven. Nothing, guys. It was quiet. So I go to the competition. I helped a few little people I could help. And they done jammed me up in the corner asking me questions. I got through all that. I'm on my way back. And I hear the Holy Spirit say, you can quit, and I will use one who has less against you as a witness in heaven. What? Hold on. I knew exactly what it meant. And if you don't get what it means, I will tell you what it means. I knew immediately that if I turned in my card, if I quit, that when I died and had to face God about what I did with my life, He would use somebody who had one arm, one leg, and hands tied behind his back against me as a witness to say that I could have done it. Because if He can use somebody who has less than I do to do what He's asked me to do, then I don't have an excuse. So for those of you who feel in some kind of way, like you tired, you just don't want to, oh my God, think about that. Is that if this is truly something that God has called, ordained, required of your gifts to give back into the universe, and you are sitting on your gift, or you're just decided because you're having a bad day that you don't want to do it, then He will use someone who has less than you to get the job done. And He will use that person in heaven as a testimony against you. And what that means is that if somebody who has less than you can do what He asked you to do, then how is it that you couldn't do what He asked you to do in spite of? So see, in other words, when we're required to do something, we've been given a gift and we've been given a mandate, and it's divine, we don't get to get out of that story. So my encouragement to you is, even though it's tough, even though it's hard, really think through what you're fighting against. Think about, is it just to make you quit so that you actually lose at the end of the day? Is it so that somebody else doesn't get helped? What is the story behind the story that is causing you to want to give up and throw in the towel? So my encouragement to you today is, just don't quit. You may take you longer, but think about it. I mean, the Lord actually showed me the one arm, one man, one eye. I saw all of that. And it's like, oh my God. And seeing that and knowing that that person could do more with his little, that's not true, because I have two hands. I have intellect. I have a degree. I've got experience. So make your story something else. Even if you have to tell God that you're tired and ask Him to help encourage you. The story is really about being able to be encouraged and to be a blessing to somebody else. Now, I know we do it for money too. We do all of that, and you got to put all of that in perspective. So this is only part of the story that I'm saying. But the fascinating thing, the interesting thing is that you stay in the game. Because, again, if you're ordained, if you're called, you will be held accountable whether you do it or not. And that's the sad part, is if we get tricked on this side not to do what we're called to do, you don't get a second chance. So guys, stay in the game. I know it's hard. I know it's always something somebody's trying to get you to do. I'm always distracted. I done had 50,000 ideas since I've been in Houston. I done forgot 48,000 of them. Okay, so I'm just saying, stay in. Whatever you have to do, find your parties, your hunch up folks, your huddle crowd, your Jesus crew, your down peeps, whoever it is, but stay in the game. Don't get out. Okay, guys? Hopefully that encourages somebody. Oh, yeah, by the way, let me just tell you, too. I come with the encouragement, but for those of us that encourage, you better know that we get hit 10 times as hard as you do. So while I'm encouraging you, don't think that I ain't getting hit over here, because I am. So I want you to understand that just because you see people that are encouraging, don't think we don't know. I know, okay, but my job is to encourage in spite of whatever I'm going through. So I say to you guys, stay in the game. I love you much. Deuces. Your sister is out. I gotta go hustle up. All right, guys, have a great day. Stay in the game. Soon.